talk about being fundamentally sound. Billy Ripken here. What did you say on the couch to me before we walked over? Since Bryce Harper's gone down, there's been more than one guy that's actually stepped up for this.
But let's not forget, before he came to Philadelphia, when he was down in Miami, best catcher in the game. Right?
I still think he is in totality. You can lean other ways.
But I think a couple times now we've kind of said, okay, did we forget that? But when Philly went and got him, there was a reason they went and got him, because I don't think there was any question. His base running, his throwing ability, what he does at home plate. And what's amazing about this, and I know you're going to get into a tape with him swinging the bat for sure, I don't know if there's a higher leg kick in the game, and yet he seems to be 100% in control with that high leg kick, which is kind of strange to me.
It's funny. You look back, and we can dive in real quick. I want to get a good front end going. And you talk about the trade, Bill. They trade within their division. I mean, they gave Marlins a bunch of pieces and were willing to see if it bit them in the tush later on because they wanted Realmuto. But this is a very interesting ball club with him. They're 61-48. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They got a +75 run differential. But I want to start with this. I was fortunate enough to play with the Javi Lopez's of the world, catching for the Braves, who raked. Buster Posey raked. But what I love about him and what I love about catchers is the ability to frame, the ability to call. What your defense has got to matter more than your offense. Pause this real quick, okay? I need you to have my pitching staff on lockdown, and then if you throw me in some big offensive numbers, then you're one of the best players in the game. So let's focus on his defense. Most runners caught stealing by a catcher this season. Boom. And we've talked about it. JT Realmuto, pop time, getting it to second base. No one's running on him. Look at the arm strength. Show me the arm strength. Highest average arm strength among catchers, 2022.
Leave that up there for a minute,
You could fall in love with Adley Rutschman.
Because what's cool, too, is that's 1.1 higher. That's 0.1 higher, and that's 0.1 higher than that. So there is a little bit of a separation here with JT Realmuto's arm.
And I'm also a big believer in being a multi-sport guy. Not everyone has to do it that way. Google JT Realmuto, see if he was a quarterback of his high school football team and pinned guys in wrestling, because he did that as well, okay? So if you do those three things for me, you can catch, you can pin guys in wrestling, and quarterback your football team, I'm drafting you.
All right.
Okay.
That's fair.
Dive back in. But offensively, he's gotten really going. And he hasn't changed anything. I'm going to bring up some video of him with Miami. I'm going to bring up some video of him last year, see if he made any changes. You talk about the big leg kick. So let's do it. Pause this real quick. Bring me up his ranks among catchers. Can you do that? All right, take a look at this. Season splits. He's gotten it going. First 75 games, 236 with 7, 35. Even he was talking about, I can't find it. I've been searching. I don't know what to do. Last 18 games, it seems to have clicked. Here's 400 with 6 and 19 ribbies, okay? And his stats since 2018. So you talk about, is he the best catcher in the game?
Yes.
When you take it in totality, he shows up for me overnight.
Look, that right there to me.
That's huge.
Yes. And in a day where you think about, okay, a backup catcher, if a starting catcher catches 120 and misses 42, we throw that a party.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that this dude goes out there and does that.
And gives me 270, first in ribbies, first in F4. So let's see if he's doing anything different offensively. Bill talked about his big leg kick. Keep that pause right there. Okay, what I have noticed about him, he likes to start open. This is a guy that I think his best power, and he'll tell you, is kind of right center. It's almost, he takes this big leg kick, makes sure his hips are clear, but he stays balanced with his shoulders, and he is trying to think of driving that ball to right center. Even though he looks a little bit more closed off in 2022, I have seen him at times start open, and as the pitcher's going into his windup, he is really playing with his front foot to get it going. So dive in, because he has been on fire these last 18 games. There he is as a young blood with the Marlins, getting it going. And now 2022. And the Phillies, we were in a complete panic. Setup's pretty much the same. And the reason I show this is there's a lot of guys who tinker with things over the course of the year, but you always go back to what I bet you he stood like this in Little League. That's where he felt most comfortable.
And here's the thing, too, because if you freeze that for me, please. If you look at the 2018 to 2022, too, I've made this kind of argument. He probably feels like he's playing kind of in the same spot, because I don't think you can go up and have 650 plate appearances and stand in the batter's box the same way anyway. You know, sometimes you go from one park to the next park, the batter's box feels a little bit different. Sometimes there's a little bit more of a hole instead of being flat and pristine.
Yeah.
So I bet you he feels kind of similar in what he does.
One thing I do notice, and I notice this with a lot of guys, you'll notice this with Mookie Betts, you'll notice this with Jose Altuve. I know he's wearing black batting gloves, but if you were to hand somebody a baseball bat, an athlete at a baseball bat, that, you know, they're gripping it a certain way. They're sticking it in their hands and gripping it a certain way. If you can tell with his hand placement on the bat right here, there's a lot of guys that are really presetting to kind of make sure that this bottom hand is palm up at the point of contact. You'll see Mookie Betts take his practice swings and never turn it over. He'll be like this all the way through. I do notice JT Realmuto and Altuve, they kind of like preset how they want their hands to get through the zone, which is super interesting to me, not something we ever talked about. The Phillies are interesting. They get in, they can run Nola at you, they can run Zach Wheeler at you. If they get Harper back, no one wants to go into Citizens Bank and have to play that team. With Schwarber leading off, Castellanos, Bohm, Realmuto, they could do some things.
Especially what Wheeler's doing right now on the bump.
Filthy.